John, make your way up those stairs, post haste. You're not sure. They look pretty precarious to you. But you've been assured the stairs are perfectly navigable. Lads, scramble. Lousy goddamn stupid stairs. Dave, ignore little Cal and find the beta. You wander over to the place where your bro keeps his sweet turntable gear. Man, that setup is sweet. You feel pangs of jealousy whenever you walk by it. Really cool jealousy though. Like the kind where instead of getting all worked up about it, you don't actually give a shit. One of your brother's rad and extremely expensive ninja swords is missing though. You know this drill all too well. Trouble's a-brewing. Dave, take expensive ninja sword. What sword? Dave, exit your bro's room. You approach the exit. There's something on the door you haven't seen before. Looks like one of your bro's ironic comics he left for you to check out.
What have I done? Animal? Please start breathing. Oh God, please breathe. Ah, okay. Make-believe time is over. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. What will Nanny do to me if she finds out? No one can never know. I have to hide the body. But where? Think, imagination. Ah, the one time I really need you.
Hello, Ralph. I want to play a game. 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 I want to play a game.
Okay, some of this stuff you know he's just leaving around to get under your skin. This is obviously another ploy in his relentless siege of one-upmanship to get your goat. The same goat you've been meaning to bleat like ironically, but that will still have to wait for a more appropriate time. You think he knows that deep down you feel like you're still not ironic enough to get stuff like this, and this is probably some weird gauntlet he's throwing down to see if you will get it. But honestly, you'd think this material is just a little too ironic. You just don't need to see this shit right now. Dave, go into the kitchen. No sign of bro in here either. Well, aside from the absurd quantity of awesome dangerous stuff he leaves lying around. Dave, transfer katana to Strife Specibus. With an escalating sense of threat, you think it's time you shift 9 your katana 9 to your Specibus. You figure it's better to free up the card anyway, since you might need to grab some of this stuff. Dave, set blender to mix. You guess bro stuck some fake blood capsules in that puppet? Pretty gross. You spot one of your bro's many webcams nearby, recording the incident. It seems you may have just been an unwitting accessory to some sort of grisly puppet snuff film. You're not totally sure how you feel about that. Dave, Captchalogue Buster Sword from behind microwave. This might be the only thing in the whole apartment that's a bigger piece of shit than your own sword. You put it back behind the microwave where it belongs. Dave, set blender to crush ice. It's just sort of bouncing around in there. You're making a bit of a mess now. Dave, hide evidence in microwave. See, like, His hobbies are cool and all, and you guess he's gotta put his shit somewhere. But what if you just wanted to heat up a burrito or something? This kitchen is pretty much useless. Dave, grab those fireworks. You capture log all the fireworks. 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 15 divided by 10 equals 5. The sink has to offer. You just know these are going to come in handy. Why would they be in the sink if they weren't? Looks like one of them is still stuck in the garbage disposal. Dave, capture log shurikens. You grab the shuriken 5 and... Hey, careful where you're putting stuff, especially if you're looking to turn your Silodex into a powder keg full of sharp things. You put the box of fireworks 3 back into card 5 and prepare to start over. Or card 3, apparently. That settles that, you guess. Dave, take Nunchaku. You take the Nunchaku 3, once again grabbing without thinking ahead. First you capture log the box 5 again.
Do dodge.
While adeptly avoiding the shuriken trap, which you yourself said only moments ago. You, again, round up all the fireworks. Time to regroup here. Dave, capture log each shuriken individually. You grab each shuriken 3 one at a time, knocking out those nunchaku. But no worries, you've got a plan. Dave, capture log nunchucks. You take the nunchucks 6. Everything seems to be in order now. It would have been badass to go with the authentic Japanese names for each weapon, but sometimes you've just got to compromise with this modus. Dave, examine fetch modus. You flip over your fetch modus and check out the back. You're not really sure where it is you're keeping this thing. Oh well, who cares? Dave, press eject button. Eject all items from Silodex? Oh hell no. Not after all that trouble you went through to get that stuff situated. This is potentially a very dangerous button. Dave, change to Scrabble Points hash modus.
Changing hash function will eject Silodex. Are you sure?
First, you program your modus with a Scrabble Points hash function, adding it to the list. A equals 1, B equals 3, C equals 3, D equals 2, E equals 1, F equals 4, G equals 2, H equals 4, I equals 1, J equals 8, K equals 5, L equals 1, M equals 3, N equals 1, O equals 1, F equals 3, Q equals 10, R equals 1, S equals 1, T equals 1, U equals 1, V equals 4, W equals 4, X equals 8, Y equals 4, Z equals 10. This might be a cool function to use, but it looks like you'll have to empty your Silodex to select it. You're just not going to do that yet. No way. Dave, check the box Detect Collisions. Okay. Dave, take the skateboard. And just what is this guy so happy about? What's he looking at up there? You think if you see one more soft, bulbous bottom being like kind of jutting out and impudent or whatever, you're gonna fly off the handle. You take the skateboard 6. Actually, no you don't. A collision has been detected. You take the wheeled ride 7. Man, your inventory's nomenclature is getting lamer by the minute. Dave, capture log the unplugged power cord. You take the power cord 5. Wait, no, not going to work. Dave, Think of a new word for power cord. You take the battery pack 8. Damn it. You take the battery pack 9, using the Y as a consonant. Your Sylladex reluctantly accepts. It's a tactic notoriously employed by hashmap noobs, but you just don't care about that now. Besides, it's not like your bro is around to see. Dave, search for some mad snacks, yo. Oh, it was just Lil Cal again. You can never stay mad at him. Anyway, you've got to get this way rude hunger under control. You figure you ought to scoop the fridge for some grub. This hunger is so ill-mannered, it would make a room full of snooty dowagers commit mass suicide. Dave, open refrigerator. Oh god, more shitty swords. Of course you knew these were in here. You're not even sure why you looked. If you want to keep any food or beverages in this apartment, you've pretty much got no choice but to hide stuff away in your closet. Dave, take swords. The hell with it. You try to take the entire jumble of unbelievably shitty swords and brace yourself for... Looks like that works, actually. 2. You captchalogue the jumble of unbelievably shitty swords. Dave, use Ice Maker. It's still hot around here. You dispense several cherry bombs. Wait, who's that looking at you in the reflection? Where'd the little dude scamper off to this time? Dave, captchalogue cherry bombs. You go for the cherry bombs, 9, unsuccessfully. After mulling it over a bit, you take the red spherical salute, 1. Dave, take blender. Blender, 2, is a pretty simple word, and you can already tell that's not going to work. Instead, you take the... Whirling Blade Pitcher, 4. That's really a much better name for it anyway, you think. Dave, activate garbage disposal. Dave, stuff down Mr. Purple Guy into the garbage disposal. You're still not sure what he's so happy about, or what he's looking at up there. While you're at it, you dump the contents of the blender, whirling blade pitcher, into the disposal. But you suffer an unfortunate garbage disposal head jam. You notice something in the reflection, something above you. Dave, look up. It's the hatch to the crawl space above your apartment. Bro's always tucking away in there when he's busting out his rad stealth stunts. He's so slick that dangling cord never even jostles.
Hello, Dave.
You just know he's being ironic with these weird mind games. There's no way anyone could be serious about aping those shitty movies. Dave, use the turntables and cinder blocks to make a fort. It's a pretty sweet fort you just made, and you're pretty sure your brother would agree. Under different circumstances, you might be high-fiving over it right now. But rather than get inside and take her for a spin, you really just need to use it to get up to that hatch. Dave, yank cord. It is time to face your destiny. No going back now. Yeah, there was pretty much no way there wasn't going to be a bunch of puppets in there.
Okay, wait, hold on. Why am I getting this stupid game for you? You're the one who should be wrist deep in puppet ass.
What is the specific problem?
The problem is I am up to my goddamn neck in fucking puppet dong.
It seems we've seen this before.
Dave, read the note on the hatch.
Bro, roof, now. Bring Cal. We're doing it, man. We're making this happen.
Dave burst out of the puppet pile like the one. Dave, be the other guy. You are now the other guy. John, take dowels and sheets from bed and make a tent. This is so much fun. A huge waste of time, yes, but so much fun. John, carve a totem of the punched pogo card. You put the punched card containing the pogo ride in the slot and carve a totem from one of the Cruxite dowels. John, repeat process with other cards and dowels. You use the card containing the code for the hammer, as well as the one with the random code you punched over the shaving cream card for the hell of it. You carve the respective totems for the cards. John, do same thing with capsulog card. You make a totem for the capsulog card. Pretty bare bones looking totem, if you ask you. Rose, collect totems. You stow the totems in your Athenium. Rose, produce capsulog card. The alchemeter requires 1 unit of any type of grist to produce 1 card. You decide to use shale since it seems less generally useful than build grist as of now. You make a whole bunch of them.
Whoa, did you just make all these?
Yes.
Sweet, thanks. What did you do with all the blue wobbly face-looking things?
I brought the totems out to the alchemiter to test them. I'm taking some things into my own hands to save some time.
Okay.
You create a hammer at the expense of 2 units of build grist. You make a pogo ride too. -5 build, 1 shale. You use the totem carved with the random code. You create a rocket pack? With some random crap stuck inside it. Looks like a cinder block, a violin, and a flower pot. The items have rendered the device completely inoperable. You figure you might as well put this piece of junk to use. John, collect cards. Using a little strategy, first you grab Harry Anderson's Wise Guy by Mike Cavaney, then the cards, then your ejected PDA, then the book again to flush the cards into your deck. Nice going. John, turn on Detect Collisions. You flip your fetch modi, but find no such option. This is idiotic. John, read book. Be the wise guy.
An introduction. Who's this wise guy? Blood loss in the Big Easy. New Orleans, 1977. The close-up room at the Magic Castle was this mean little box that tended to fill up with so much smoke you'd swear someone was cremating a wet dog in there. In walks Anderson. There isn't much that gets liquor to pause its journey from the table to my lips, but I'll be the bastard love child of a listless octoroon if that kid wasn't the cat that swallowed the canary in a dapper little hat. It looked like he was testing the tensile strength of his suspenders to the damn near limit with a pair of cocky thumbs. I wasn't impressed. But I was a fool. Somehow, in my motion for another beverage, he'd already slipped into polite conversation at a table held down by some notoriously brusque regulars. He had them in no time flat. They were melting butter in his glass ramekins. Whatever tidy yarn he'd spun to win them over, I didn't catch a word of it. One of them laughed. I was angry. Envious? Maybe a little. Yeah, you'd bet I was. Anderson had one of those little wooden finger choppers that Mickey Hayes used to sell. The kind where the blade could be removed and clearly shown. It was a very convincing little guillotine that did not look like a novelty store toy. Harry would get a guy to examine the chopper and then cut a cigarette in half. Then he held the guy's hand up and told this silly story. The story, of course, was artifice, a distraction for the guy in the audience while he worked his stuff with the chopper. Or it would become that, once his famous chopper trick was perfected, vaulting him into fame, fortune, and the crowning position in the television judiciary. With what became his signature plume, Anderson was in moments of font of breast pocket gauze, profuse apology, and redoubling determination. It's really amazing how hard it is to find a bloody sausage-sized piece of a guy on the floor of a room that dark and smoky. Impossible, I think we all proved. Just as impossible as blind Willie Buttermilk Stubbs was going to find it to work his trumpet tomorrow, right, without his twiddling fingers. Harry and I never speak anymore.
You never really understood what Kavanaugh's relation to Anderson was, or why he wrote this book about him. His ambivalent attitude towards your favorite magician in these anecdotes always struck you as a little weird, and to be honest, you tend not to read much of the text in the book. You mostly like to look at the diagrams for all the cool tricks.
He is a perfect example of how Harry could ruin several decks of cards, waste everyone's valuable time, and have you love him for it. He was good at that. One day, he noisily emptied his suit jacket pocket onto the hood of his car in search of change for the meter. A clunky metal thing slid from the pile and bounced on the sidewalk. As I retrieved it for him, I asked what he was doing with a hole puncher in his pocket. His face lit up at the question like he was an elf, and I asked him how he felt about climbing into the hollow of a big tree to bake some cookies or something. The 2-foot, 6-inch height differential between us caused these comparisons to enter my mind. A small crowd had already gathered around even before he produced the first pack of unmolested cards. How people seem to gather, and how they even know a street performance is about to take place, I'll never know. It's perhaps Anderson's greatest trick, luring the marks like that. I wanted to ask if he was sure about this, performing in broad daylight. He was used to working in dark rooms. It was usually the first thing out of his mouth when he would queer a trick. I'm really more accustomed to working in a darker room than this. But Harry was excited, and had already butchered the first deck of cards with the hole puncher, and issued the first round of apologies to the crowd. These were like the primer apologies, the sort that got the folks loosened up a bit before the 7-course meal of ingratiation that would inevitably follow. He asked me for a fresh deck of cards, and I gave him one. The principle behind the trick in theory, as he explained to me later, was to punch holes in what appeared to be one card, but was in fact 2 or more together, hence the difficulty he often had in squeezing the puncher with his little elfish hands. Then, using some coy maneuvers with his thumb, temporarily concealing the hole while he slid the card beneath it with his palm, the hole would seem to disappear, or move to another part of the card.
Oh yeah, that's right. The old hole in the ace. Interestingly enough, pertaining to punching holes in cards and making them disappear and stuff. Your hands were never really strong enough to make this one work all the well either. But actually, this gives you an idea. You overlap 2 of the punched cards. They mask each other's hole patterns. John, put both cards in totem lathe. You carve another totem using the new combined hole pattern. John, take it to the alchemeter. Oh man, looks like Rose made like 1,000,000 hammers for some reason. Get all this shit out of the way. You're about to make something sweet. You got the Pogo Hammer. John, practice with new weapon.
What did you do?
I combined the cards into the lathe thingy and made this. It is so sweet. Man, look at me go.
I see. That was a really good idea, John. Nice work.
Thanks. I got the idea from Harry Anderson.
Who?
You know, the show Night Court?
No.
Oh. Well, bottom line is, he's awesome. That's really all there is to say on the matter.
John, attack the nearest imp to test Pogo Hammer's strength. You get a vicious, rhythmic bouncing combo going, and easily slay the imp in one blow. You and the Pogo Ride are catapulted sky high in the process.
Sweet catch.
Rose, pester John.
Hey, that was a pretty, nice,
Sweet catch?
save. Oh, yeah, that. This is pretty comfy. Why don't you just, carry the bed around with me on it, up to the gate up there?
I can't interact with you directly, or anything that you're touching, if it will result in moving you. See?
Oh, lame.
The game probably regards that as a kind of cheating. In a way, thieving you of your free will as an adventurer and the need to advance by your own skill and ingenuity. The server player is just a facilitator.
Well, okay. All that scurrying around kind of wore me out. I think I'm gonna rest here for a bit. Rose, can you keep the imps at bay, drop some stuff on them if they sneak too close?
No, you should pick up your hammer and defend yourself.
What? Come on.
I have no idea what the hell Dave is up to, or if he's any closer to recovering the game. There's some stuff I'd like to try in case he doesn't come through.
Oh, alright. I'm just gonna rest my eyes here for a second, though.
John, sleep. Rose, check Alchemy Excursus. Looks like a sort of index documenting all the known results for punch card alchemy combinations. This could be a convenient resource as you start to stumble on more useful card combinations. But ever since John started punching cards, you've been contemplating other ways this item manufacturing system could be put to use. In particular, if you obtain the code for any item at your disposal, you think you could theoretically send the code to John and he could make it himself. That is, if you can think of anything that would be worth sending to him. Rose, Captchalog Sperb Server CD. You eject the disk and captchalog the server CD. Rose, message John the captcha code. Oh, god damn it.
Facepalm ×2 combo.
John, wake up.
Oh, there you are.
How's your adventure going, John?
It's okay. I'm making some progress, and Rose finally connected again, so she's helping me now.
That's good.
Oh, but, like, I don't think I'm actually saving the world here. I don't know what I'm really accomplishing, but I guess it's not that.
Well, I think whatever it is, it must be pretty important. Don't lose hope, John. I think it'll all turn out for the best if you stay positive. Just keep listening to your grandmother's advice.
Yeah, you're probably right. But, I don't think I mentioned Nana to you, did I?
Oh. I don't know. Didn't you?
I don't know. Maybe you talked to Rose or Dave about it or something?
Yeah, maybe that was it.
They're really weird when they talk to me about you. Like, they're always trying to convince me you have some spooky powers, but I am always like, no, she seems like a pretty regular girl to me. But then when I think back, maybe there are times when it seems like you know some things. Like, maybe you know more about a thing than you are telling me? I don't know.
Oh, well, John, I want to explain lots of things to you. Some things that I know, I'm just waiting.
Waiting for what?
Oh, John, I forgot I was messaging you about that meteor that fell near my house.
Oh yeah. Whatever happened with that?
Oh, boy. Well, it turns out I was confused about it. Really confused. See, I guess I fell asleep for a while and lost track of time. That happens.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. Maybe you should, like, wear an alarm clock or something? So, what was the deal with the meteor?
Well, it's hard to explain, but I know what it is now, and now I know everything's going to be okay.
So, what is it? Or is this just another thing you're waiting to tell me?
Oh gosh, John, I really want to tell you all this stuff, but I can't yet. I really think you need to wake up first.
Huh?
Well, okay, not literally. Well, okay, maybe kinda literally.
Stop being so confusing.
Anyway, time for you to go, John. I think you have some company.
Garden Gnostic, GG, ceased pestering ectobiologist, EB, at... John quickly grabbed the pogo hammer. You stick the pogo hammer back in your strife specibus and get ready to kill some more of these pesky little... Huh? What's that?
Rose, why aren't you dropping something on that thing?
Tentacle therapist, TT, ceased pestering ectobiologist, EB, at...
Oh no. Aww.
John, be the imp. You be the imp and quickly abscond the fuck out of there. This is what weaker adversaries do whenever things get too hot to handle, which is frequently. John, prepare for a boss battle. You stop being the imp because that was stupid, and scurry over to your magic chest that you suddenly remembered was on the roof. There are some things in here that would be good to stock up on for a major battle. But it looks like someone has plundered your chest. This is so outrageous. You are being ambushed! There isn't much room to maneuver on this sloping roof. Maybe you should consider making your way to higher ground. John, ascend to the highest point of the house. You go up here. John, look down. You peek over the edge. It already seems like a long way down to your yard, not even to speak of whatever's below. Hey, weren't your trick handcuffs dangling from that branch earlier? Damn it, why do imps gotta be making off with all your sweet gear? John, turn around. confronted with a pair of enormous foes. This is it. You have no choice but to wage a fierce rooftop battle. This is totally going to happen now, and could in no way conceivably be interrupted by a sudden shift in our attention. It's go time. It's time to do this thing. We're doing it, man. We're making this happen. Dave, stop being the other guy. You stop being the other guy. You're not even sure what that meant anyway. Dave, ascend to the highest point of the building. Psych. Oh wait! ×2 double psych out combo!